Here in chapter 24, we find Isaiah's apocalypse, which goes through chapter 27. Before this, he focused on specific nations, but now he speaks to all the world. Back in his timeline, this corresponds to chapter 13, where Babylon, meaning all the world, is engulfed in chaos and destruction. Isaiah begins this apocalypse with a chiasm. Behold, the Lord maketh the earth empty, and maketh it waste, and turneth it upside down, and scattereth abroad the inhabitants thereof. And it shall be as with the people, so with the priest, as with the servant, so with his master, as with the maid, so with her mistress, as with the buyer, so with the seller, as with the lender, so with the borrower, as with the taker of usury, so with the giver of usury to him. The land shall be utterly emptied and utterly spoiled, for the Lord hath spoken this word. This chiasm reinforces the idea that the earth shall be utterly emptied, and that no class of people will be spared. Even priests and the wealthy, or lenders, will suffer. But of course, we know that one group will be spared. In fact, they'll be protected like calves in a stall. But for the wicked, Isaiah says, the land shall be utterly emptied and utterly spoiled, for the Lord hath spoken this word. Why will this happen? Isaiah says, the earth also is defiled under the inhabitants thereof, because they have transgressed the laws, changed the ordinance, broken the everlasting covenant. Wait, what is this everlasting covenant? Unlike priesthood covenants, which are binding only on those who enter into them, this seems to be binding on all humanity. And indeed, it is. Mankind's two great fathers, Adam and Noah, entered into binding covenants on behalf of all mankind when God gave them life and told them to be fruitful and multiply and replenish the earth. But to Noah and his seed, God gave another commandment. Whoso sheddeth man's blood, by man shall his blood be shed, for in the image of God made he man. After the mayhem and murder of Noah's generation, God told him that breaking these commandments as a whole will bring the risk of being cursed as a whole. Civilizations that practiced widespread murder, like Noah's and the Jaredites and the Nephites, did in fact incur the curse of God, even widespread slaughter until their civilizations were destroyed. But remember, there was another commandment, the commandment to multiply and replenish the earth, and destruction was also decreed for breaking that commandment on a wide-scale basis. This has happened only once that we know of, when the cities of Sodom and Gomorrah were destroyed by fire from heaven. When God gave Eve to Adam in marriage, he solemnized the marriage covenant to all mankind. The Savior later reiterated this. And he answered and said unto them, Have ye not read that he which made them at the beginning made them male and female? And said, For this cause shall a man leave father and mother, and shall cleave to his wife, and they twain shall be one flesh? Wherefore they are no more twain, but one flesh. What therefore God hath joined together, let not man put asunder. God ordained the institution of marriage as the only way for men and women to become one flesh and to bring forth abundantly in the earth. Anything other than this is a deviation of the commandment given to Adam and Noah, and will cause us to break the everlasting covenant between man and God. Individuals often suffer from breaking this commandment, but when its violation is widespread, forced into the fabric of society, when the institution of marriage is changed from being between a man and a woman to being homosexual, in any permutation, and that sin is institutionalized by law, the curse of God will eventually follow. Earlier, Isaiah declared that those who are guilty of these sins will suffer as Sodom and Gomorrah did. Except the Lord of hosts had left unto us a very small remnant, we should have been as Sodom, and we should have been like unto Gomorrah. Hear the word of the Lord, ye rulers of Sodom. Give ear unto the law of our God, ye people of Gomorrah. The show of this people's countenance doth witness against them, and they declare their sin as Sodom. They hide it not. Woe unto their soul, for they have rewarded evil unto themselves. And Babylon shall be as when God overthrew Sodom and Gomorrah. As people anciently were destroyed, So the wicked of our day will be destroyed, not just because of widespread murder, but also because they break the holy ordinance of marriage. And because of this institutionalized sin, Isaiah says, hath the curse devoured the earth, and they that dwell therein are desolate. And the earth will become desolate and will languish, meaning it will become ill because of institutionalized sin. And because of this, few men will be left on the earth. Next time, we'll learn more about Isaiah's apocalypse. I'm Curtis Taylor with the Words of Isaiah.